morning, Los Angeles.
Nice.
Good morning, Los Angeles.
Good morning, indeed. Welcome back to Spitball, you guys. You got Arasha and Rowan here, but we also have our very, very special 3-year-old producer.
And there's a different Spitball show.
It is a very different Spitball show.
Yeah, this is a different Spitball show because we have our boss in the office with us. Now, Mordecai, you said that you wanted to be here with us to kind of just check in on how we're doing.
And there's a different version of it.
Yes. Today is going to be a very different version of Spitball. You're absolutely right. Mordecai, can you tell the audience, tell them your name?
It's Mordecai.
It's Mordecai. You're like everybody already knows.
That's
I don't
very
need
cool.
to say it.
I want to ask you something, buddy.
Yep.
Do you know how to spell your name, or what it starts with? What letter?
M.
That's so good.
M is the best letter. M is the best. Here, bring
M
it
is
in,
a
Mordecai. You're doing amazing already.
What does your letter start?
My name starts with A.
Which is the first letter of the alphabet.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot. And then Mordecai, do you know what Rowan starts with?
Yep.
What does that start with?
I don't know.
R. Remember we were doing pirates this morning.
R. Rowan.
Mm-hmm.
Like a rowboat. You know? Yeah.
Mordecai, how are you feeling this morning? How are you doing right now? Pick a word to describe how you're feeling.
Happier.
You're happier?
I'm happy too.
We are so happy to have you. And genuinely, all of the ballers out there are going to be so psyched to have you. If you're listening to us, again, I just want to reiterate that we have our 3-year-old producer in studio. This is definitely something that you might want to watch over listen. But our 3-year-old producer...
If you want to put some music on.
If you want to put some music on in the car and then go watch Spitball at home, right?
Yeah. Please don't listen to music at the same time because it might be kind of hard to hear.
If you want to watch something or read a book at the same time.
Yeah, you could watch Spitball and read a book at the same time, but you'll probably not get far in the book, right? Because they'll be so interested in us.
Does it watch Spitball on one of those camera things?
Oh, you're pointing at the many cameras that we have here in our Spitball studios because we're a very well-run production.
Exactly, and that's because of you, right, Mordecai?
Why does it watch Spitball on?
Who doesn't watch Spitball?
Who doesn't watch Spitball, honestly?
Say...
I don't
No,
get
I
it.
shouldn't tell
I
you.
don't get it,
Me
right?
neither. Everyone should be watching.
Everyone should be watching.
Spitball.
Right.
Yep.
Well, we're so happy to have you here, and we have your mommy and your daddy are out there too, so everyone knows that this is so that they're here, they're supervising.
I'm the boss or something.
Right. You are the boss. You are the boss. You're in charge right now, Mordecai.
Yep.
So you're the one telling us what to do. But you have allowed us to interview you.
So the role is try to listen to a music, and at the same time we can watch that and listen to music at the same time.
You heard it here. That's your challenge, everybody. Watch Spitball and listen music at the same time. And I don't think they'll be able to do it.
Extra hard challenge mode, read a book too. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite song?
It's maybe the Beetlejuice theme song.
Oh,
the Beetlejuice theme song.
Wow.
I actually don't know it that well, Mordecai. Can you sing some of it for me?
It kind of sounds weird.
It sounds weird. Yeah. I get that.
It's some of them. It kind of goes do 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 do
Ooh.
I know that one.
It's pretty catchy.
Do you know about Baby Shark do 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 do? Are you into that or no?
Nah.
You're too grown for
Yeah,
none
you
of that.
heard it here.
None of that.
Shark is out.
Baby Shark is done and canceled.
And dead.
Oh, and dead. The shark is dead. You have heard it here.
That's funny, Mordecai.
Whatever you say goes. You're in charge, my guy.
You're very cool. So we've
Yes.
We've brought you here.
And yes.
And
yes.
and go like this. And yes.
And yes.
And
exactly.
Yes.
So Mordecai, we're so happy to have you here, and we would love to ask you. We wrote down a whole list of questions for things that we would like.
Why doesn't watch Spitball on?
And that's question number one. Who doesn't watch Spitball? Mordecai, you've got the questions.
What?
Who doesn't watch Spitball? All right, so we have some questions that we'd like to ask you because, you've been alive for 3 years.
3 whole years.
3 years. That's a long time.
Yeah. So we've got these questions that we specifically wrote for you, Mordecai. These are special questions, and we want to ask you. Do you feel ready to answer some questions from us?
Yep. Just know you're nice and pretty or something.
Oh, did you say Arasha's nice and pretty?
Well.
What's the truth, Mordecai? Did you say it or did you not?
I think Arasha's...
I knowed it.
He knowed it.
I know. I think you're really nice and cool, too.
I think you're nice and pretty, Arasha.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm feeling very loved in the room.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mordecai, we have got a very very important question.
Yes.
Ready? Question number 1. What is the meaning of life?
It's when Buzz Lightyear kills Zurg. Zurg kills Buzz Lightyear.
Mordecai, people have been asking that question for literally since the beginning of time. Thank God that you just answered that.
Thank God.
Thank God. Good, great work. Seriously, you're just knocking it out of the park.
The meaning of life is when Buzz Lightyear killed Zurg and Zurg killed Buzz Lightyear. I think that about wraps it up, folks.
Somebody please get that as a tattoo. Funny. No, it's true. You're dropping facts.
Burn your philosophy books. It's over. It's done.
Right.
Great answer. I really like that.
It's done.
It's done. Question number 1 is done. He wants to move on.
Call it Baby Shark because it's dead. There you go. Good job, buddy.
All right. Ro, you want to take question number 2?
Anyway.
Number 2.
What did he just say?
Kill them.
Number 2.
Okay, he's ready to move on.
Number 2.
Number 2. Let's go.
Question number 2. Ready?
Do you want to listen to music or do you want to watch Spit?
Oh, okay. That's a question for all of you guys.
He wants to know, do you guys want to listen to music or do you want to watch Spitball?
Right, and that's how he said it, right, Mordecai? You were like, do you want to listen to music or do you want to watch Spitball? And the answer is obvious.
Yes.
Yes.
I would rather play music.
Mordecai?
You'd rather play music than listen to Spitball?
I would listen to Spitball.
You listen to Spitball.
Sorry.
You just had to correct your words.
I think I might have misheard that the first time
that was
around.
our fault. Our ears heard something else.
Sorry,
We're
we
really
have to clear the wax out of our ears so we can listen.
All right. Ready to move on? Question number 2. What does it mean to be happy?
It means to be inside out, to feel your emotions.
Oh,
it means just like Inside Out, to feel your emotions.
That's a really, really good answer.
You are so right. Mordecai, if you have any other words to follow that, I would love to hear more. Can you tell us more about what you mean? What does it mean to feel your emotions?
It means that somebody gets dead, you have to fix people.
I'll tell you right now, fixing people, it's a lost cause.
It's going to be hard to fix people, don't you think?
Sometimes you think you can fix them, but you can't.
Yeah. But you can always work on yourself, right? You can control who you are.
Yep.
And make sure that you have a nice, good heart, right?
Yep.
Good.
Nice. All right. Ready to move on to question number 3?
Yep.
Yep. I love the excitement.
What's question number 3?
Question number 3 is, what is something that grown-ups just do not get? What's something that grown-ups just don't understand? And you're like, guys, this.
Yeah.
Guys, let's do this power every single day.
They want to do what every single day?
Get candy all the time.
You want to get candy every single day?
And you're like, why can't grown-ups just give me candy all the time?
And adults just don't get that, do they?
No, except they have cavities.
Oh, because if you eat candy every single day, you get cavities?
So
At the
you're
dentist?
so you're saying adults, grown-ups, they don't understand that you can't get candy all the time. Otherwise, you'll get cavities. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, I
Oh.
see. So you're insisting that we all eat a lot healthier so we don't get cavities.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, my guy. That's what you were saying, right?
Yeah.
Yep. All
Very
right.
good.
Yeah.
That's a really smart perspective to take.
Is candy good as just every once in a while?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Like maybe for Halloween, did you go trick-or-treating? Yeah?
How was that?
It was good. I met Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse both at the same time.
You met Mickey
met
Mouse
them?
and Minnie Mouse at the same time? So you went to Disneyland on Halloween. Is that what we're hearing?
Is that like super celebrity moment or what?
Yeah.
How were they? Were they nice?
Yes.
Did Minnie
Wow.
blow you a kiss like this? Did she go?
What?
Did Minnie blow you a kiss like this? Sometimes she does that.
No, she did it to Mickey.
Oh, she.
Whoa.
Oh,
Row.
sorry.
Of course, Minnie is blowing kisses to Mickey.
I'm sorry. Maybe I've gotten kisses blown at me from Minnie before.
Oh, wow.
I'm just saying.
See, Mordecai, that's another something that grown-ups don't get, huh?
Blowing kisses at other people. Were you? So you tell everybody what you dressed as for Halloween.
A pirate
Uh-huh.
and Bluey. At the same time.
You were Pirate Bluey?
I was pirate and Bluey at the same time.
That is pretty cool.
That's
Doubling up
absolutely-
on costumes. You see, we hear about people who wear different costumes. Different days, but you wore 2 different costumes on the same day. Good
I
idea.
have this picture of you and Mickey Mouse. You see that?
Yeah.
You're giving Mickey Mouse a big hug. That's so nice.
You remember that, Mordecai?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy for you. Well, that's very cool that you were a pirate. Have you ever heard of Jack Sparrow?
No.
Oh. Well, my goodness. He's like the pirate.
The pirate.
Oh my God.
What
Oh
was
my-
that?
Mordecai, I'm sorry. You scared me. I didn't.
That was spooky. Did you just put on your costume real quick?
Hey, I don't want to.
I showed you that.
You showed me
That photo?
that. You showed me what?
I showed you that. I said, boo.
Oh my God.
Mordecai, where is that coming
Mordecai,
from?
what is that? Because
You
I
were
feel
too
like I'm
good.
just sitting here having a nice conversation with my friend and my producer, and then all of a sudden there's something. Gosh, I really hope that doesn't happen again. Oh my God.
All right, that is the
Oh, that
last
is-
time that's going to happen. We're going to think about it again. He can't be
Oh
stopped. Oh, God. He turned this way.
Okay, enough. Where is that coming
This is
from?
scary. This is the scariest episode that we've ever had.
All right, Mordecai, I'd like to ask you your next question. You think that's okay?
Let's do number 10.
Oh, okay.
He's
I
the
mean,
boss.
we can jump forward. Let's
Sure,
see.
he's in
Number
charge.
10 is right there. And number 10 says, is school important? Why or why not?
Ooh, this is a big one.
At school, what do you do? Do you go to school?
Yes.
What do you do when you're there?
We play outside.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh,
What?
oh, sorry, I hit the mic. That was silly. You play outside?
Yeah.
Is that the best part of school, playing outside?
Yeah.
And what do you play when you're outside? Are there...
Play zombies.
Oh, don't worry. We have zombie
We have
questions
plenty
for
of
you.
zombie talk, don't you worry.
Mhm.
I know. I was about to say Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Is that a game that you play at school?
It's one of the zombie characters.
Oh, it's one of the zombie characters. Do you play the zombie character?
Well, I played the thing inside Frankenstein.
Inside, you play Frankenstein?
Well, how does Frankenstein go? Like this?
Yeah, let's see your Frankenstein, Mordecai.
Is that like old wave Frankenstein?
It's like a weird one. Here, I'll show you.
Yes, please.
Whoa.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that was... Where did you go for a second? You became Frankenstein.
I could really see it in your eyes. The way your eyes, you kind of went, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, you're a natural performer.
Really good. And when you go to school, do you have lunch?
Yep.
What do you have for lunch sometimes?
I think you just got excited about your lunch, did you? Or did you get like, no, I don't want lunch?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about lunch.
I don't want to talk a lunch like blah, blah, blah.
It's like blah, blah, blah.
It's like blah, blah, blah. It's not important.
I'm thinking about getting the online deals cravings box from Taco Bell after this for lunch.
Ooh.
I know.
That's pretty yummy. Do you say bless you every time someone sneezes?
Yes.
You do?
You do.
What?
Mordecai, Rowan just sneezed.
What?
Okay, I don't want to call you a liar, but
I don't want to call you a ghost, but
Achoo!
what?
I do like saying what after people sneeze.
saying what after someone sneezes? Wait, do you want to see?
Really good.
Arasha does something really, really funny when she sneezes that makes me laugh. Would you like to see it?
All right, check it out. Tell me what you think of this bit, okay? Here we go. Achoo!
Ooh. Ooh.
Isn't that funny?
What did you think?
That was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
That's unironically what I think too.
That was amazing.
She does that.
Watch me.
Oh.
My heart literally skipped a beat watching you, Mordecai.
Fabian is gonna love that.
That was the cutest thing you could have ever done.
Can you do it one more time?
I am overwhelmed.
Here, let me show you my inside out box.
Mordecai has left the building.
He had a meeting. We should have mentioned this earlier. He's got a big meeting with the production team.
Time constraints, scheduling, you know how it is.
Nap, all that kind of stuff.
Right,
but that was our 3-year-old producer.
Yes, and to be so abundantly clear, he has not been our producer for 3 years. He is 3 years old.
I really like the idea of referring to somebody by their position for how long they've been at it. They're like, this is my 4-year-old supervisor.
Well, I feel like people do that in relationships, don't they? Like, oh, this is my 6-year-old girlfriend. Oh. Oh my God, it can't be happening again. It can't be happening again.
Who are you hanging out with that introduces people like that? I don't think
it would
that's...
literally only be acceptable if Mordecai told me that.
I don't think that's standard, but what do I?
Okay, but you know,
I love when you say things and you catch yourself. You go, oh my God.
Okay, maybe they don't say it like that.
We have to. That makes me think about. We should tell our ballers about when the juicy daddy comment was made in the whatever episode that was.
Oh yeah.
Dustin comes in after and he goes, "Hey, great episode, you guys. There was a little bit of a glitch. Unfortunately, the footage and the audio for when Arasha said juicy daddy has locked into the system and can't be edited."
Yeah, we can't unfortunately cut that out. It has to go into the final video.
I love when you talk. That was really, really interesting.
No, that was okay. The like cough to death. Like, I genuinely, overwhelmed is the best word that I could describe. I literally was like, I don't know what to do with myself. Because he just straight up also went.
That was so amazing because that's also like truly one of my favorite bits of yours. It makes me laugh like a baby. I'm always like, oh.
Okay, I also just absolutely adore his question answers to
Sorry.
when he said the meaning of life was
Buzz Lightyear kills Zurg, Zurg kills Buzz Lightyear.
And didn't skip a beat, by the way. Like, we asked and he immediately was like, oh, I know the meaning of life, queens.
It's so fun. I feel like, obviously, if you're a typical Spitball listener, like, not that this shit's ever on the rails, but like this episode particularly, like, we were dealing with our buddy here who is so sweet. Mordecai, like, greets us when we come to the studio frequently.
Yes.
And people had mentioned, like, wanting to see him. And we thought that was such a good idea to kind of, like, pick the brain of someone who's brand new here. and
Brand new.
and see like what his headspace is and his feelings.
Yeah.
And it really does, like, I think there's such a benefit for people that spend an abundance of time around children.
Absolutely. And there's an innocence to your childhood of like you're not actually aware of like, I don't want to say it as dark as like the stakes of life.
Yeah.
But like genuinely the way that it makes me laugh is like before you're the age of like, I'm going to say like 14, you don't know what's happening.
I don't even want to try to sound funny when I'm saying this. I feel like I just clicked in.
Right.
Like I literally like, and I guess like that could potentially be correct because like I think my last birthday is like when my frontal lobe developed or something. But like I look back on things and I'm like, I was not there.
Right.
I was not like, I just locked in.
Exactly. Like it's so I've done this thing too, which is such a cursed thing to do. But I've like I will scroll all the way to the bottom of my Instagram, or like I'll go like really far back in like my photo albums, and I'll like find maybe around like 6th or 7th grade like a bunch of photos, and I'll really just like try to get back into the mind that I was in when I was that age. So I'll be like, okay, like who was I seeing every day? Who were my friends? Like what was I thinking? Like get back into that.
Wow.
And then I'll slowly walk myself through my life and just go, okay, so after that I went to 7th grade and then I had this. And then from 7th grade I went to 8th grade, and just like walk yourself through it. And then when you end up in the present where you are now, personally for me, I was incredibly grateful.
Yeah.
Because I was like, holy shit. Like
that's an interesting, like, I feel like that could definitely be used in therapy.
a little like experiment, I think. Yeah. Like, because it's, I mean, hopefully you're happy with where you are now, but it's just a moment of like walking yourself back to maybe some of your old ambitions or what you had wanted for yourself.
Yeah.
And like, I know that 6-year-old me would be sobbing with happiness knowing that I was living in LA. Like that was always my dream.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you do that little exercise with your mind, it can help walk yourself back to the other parts of you. Maybe you'll miss little old you, but you'll also like almost be able to take her with you.
Yeah. I wonder if you could do like an experiment where you like journaled from the perspectives of your different like versions of yourself. Like, you know how sometimes people will say that, I forget what it's called, but there's a form of manifestation where you journal enter as if you're already living the life that you're manifesting. So it's like, I wonder if you could like do journal entries where you journal as like put yourself, like you're saying, into those shoes and like write as your 7th grade self or something.
Whoa.
And then it will like help you to like really identify how you've changed and grown.
Yeah.
I think I'm really experiencing, I feel like I'm settling into this, but I think like a huge season of my life that I've been going through like recently, especially this year in sobriety, and just like the past, year, 2.5, is really like understanding that I am changing as a person and like allowing myself to not beat myself up about that. Like, I really think that I'm changing into like a human being that like I really enjoy and like, which is hard because sometimes I get into like headspaces where I'm like, what the heck? Why does anyone like me?
Yeah.
But like, I feel like I've done the work to try to be like a person that I really enjoy, and along the way I've shed parts of myself that felt like a really, really like deeply embedded part of who I am, and I've almost had to like mourn those parts of myself. Like when I entered into recovery, I was mourning the person that I was in addiction, which sounds crazy, but I was like, I don't know what my identity looks like without this.
Of course.
Or like hobbies and aspirations and whatnot, where it's like it's easy to feel like if you are shedding things that you've done in the past, it feels like you're giving up, when really maybe you're not giving up. You're just moving on to the chapter of your life that allows for new aspirations and hobbies.
I was listening to another podcast and they were saying if you are looking back on any past version of yourself and cringing, it just means growth.
Yeah, I agree. If you like are looking back and you're like, you haven't seen any growth, I don't know. Not that that's like something to be shamed, but I'm not kidding. When I think back on like even literally like a week ago, I'm like, oh God.
Right.
Like,
right. It works with past exes. It works with past friendships. It works with past behaviors, like past decisions, anything that you have done. If you look back, like I'm a really big advocate for, not regretting it, because there's also a sense of trust that I think you need to give yourself of like, I am trusting that the person that I was in that moment made that decision, and I'm going to give them that grace and just be like, I did what was best. I didn't know. Yeah. Judging yourself in hindsight, it's judging yourself retroactively. It's just unproductive.
Yeah, I agree. I feel that I'm a person who's very hard on myself. I consider myself a little bit of a perfectionist, and I like things like how I like them and stuff. And it's being like, it's hard to be gentle on yourself, but it really is something that everyone should practice, because we're literally just all here for the first time and doing our best.
I resonate a lot with you, though. I also identify with being very hard on myself. And I am very aware of it, and I try to really walk the line between being incredibly ambitious and setting really high goals and high standards, while also being like, okay, I also need to love myself, reward myself, tell myself it's okay, and I'm learning and I'm growing, and that I'm still young.
Yeah, it's like we've talked about before. I think like somewhere along the line, society has like rooted in us this idea that like you either can be comfortable or successful, and you can't like live out both routes. It's like you have to grind and end up as like an utter success and have nothing else to show for it. Or you can throw away all your dreams and settle for this, and that. Like it's like they like as if the two don't like mesh together, and it's like not true. Like you can still allow yourself to be a person with aspirations that's motivated towards a success that you are working towards or whatever, while still like taking time to enjoy the things in life like friendships and relationships and experiences without being so hard on yourself.
And ultimately, I think that's why I would assign childhood as having that sense of innocence, because I don't know about you, and I know that there are obviously a lot of people who, as children, were already pushed into doing labor, particularly within the industry and child stardom. But for me, I feel like I wasn't really thinking about my career when I was growing up. I wasn't necessarily like, these are the steps to success and this is how I will be worthy and valuable as a human being. Like growing up, I think I definitely was a lot more of like, it's about having fun and loving my family and like friendships and like trying to understand the worldview at large. But now that I am an adult, I feel like I look back and sometimes I get down on myself for having that attitude. And I'm like, gosh, like I wish earlier I was more, hardworking for this, or, oh, I wish I knew my goals then so then I could do this. And it's like, no, like you're naturally going to be in the place where you need to be, especially to propel forward and escalate your career. But it just feels like as adults, it's so pressed on us that we need to be successful and have a good job and have this stability that feels like a lot of the reason we have this like rose-colored lens on our childhood, because it's like, oh, I remember when I didn't have to fight for myself to be able to survive in a city.
Yeah. I think that I am the complete opposite of you in that regard, actually, where I did spend like my whole childhood being like, this is what I'm going to do. And if I don't like end up with like utter success and everything to show for it, I will have been a failure and I will have let everyone down. Like I did, like, I don't have to like go into great detail or whatever, but like I was working towards something big, and that something is now something I'm not really interested in as much anymore. And like that almost just like you kind of live with this feeling inside of you that you have failed, when it's like that's not true. Like I feel like, and that's like something I've really had to work on. And the thing is that when you have something that you have like has been stamped onto you, like, oh, you're this person and you're like, this is your thing, and then you decide to like move on past it, the people who knew you then still think that's your thing. So it's kind of just like always this stamp on you that people will be like, are you still doing that thing? And you know that you've moved on from it because you are expanding your world, but it still stings a little bit to feel like you've like let go of something that was special to you.
And that I feel like directly relates to past relationships, right? That's why it feels so hurtful when you experience a breakup, because the general public and all of your close friends and family now also have to understand that you are separating from something that once was a huge part of you. And it's really painful sometimes to have to endure that from not only the pain and hurt of this relationship being severed, but also everybody else now understanding that and feeling judged for it rather than understanding that this is just a step forward.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah. I feel like I've said it before. I always am like going back and forth between like life is so precious and you should like make the most of every like opportunity and thing you're given and work towards something bigger forever. And then there's the other half of me that's like, my only responsibility is to just be here and have a good time and like whatever that looks like, you know?
It's literally all about having fun.
Yeah.
I was driving the other day and thinking about that. Like, whatever you do, if you're having fun
and not hurting other people.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, you're just doing you, you're living your best life, and you're like, I had fun today, and that's what matters. Like, great.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's not amounting to anything greater. Like, again, separate from like the safety and all the, you know, checkpoints of not harming others and stuff like that. The bottom line is just enjoying your life, just truly making sure that every day is something that you're valuing. And it's hard as a kid. You don't know those concepts. So you aren't maybe feeling that as strongly. You aren't really focused on making sure every day is a good day so you can have a good life. You're kind of just existing and understanding every day after that, like where you are, until eventually, like you said, you click in and you're like, oh, I'm a person and there is life and possibly purpose.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, that's what Soul was about, right?
Well,
did you ever watch that?
The meaning of life is Buzz Lightyear kills Zurg, Zurg kills Buzz Lightyear.
How can I get that wrong?
I did see Soul. I don't remember much about it. I think I watched it during the pandemic with my mom, and I don't know that I remember. I was feeling particularly existential during that point in time, so I think I might have been a little freaked out.
Yeah. I mean, it generally discusses like purpose and like your meaning and, you know, why are you on Earth and stuff like that. And it's like so often confused that we are on this earth, you know, for our God-given talent. You know, it's like, oh, you were born to be a singer. You were born to be an actor. You were born to be an athlete. And it's just like, we kind of are just choosing to do that stuff.
Yeah, we're just here and like literally following the vibes.
Right. Which is also why I think it's so special when you have people that love each and every version of you, that you continue to show them. It's a huge reason why I really value long-term relationships.
Yeah.
And that culminates all kinds of relationships, friendships, romantic relationships. Like, time, I feel like it's something that is so important to me. It's my absolute favorite thing when I get to introduce like the friends that I've had for a really long time. Like, immediately the first person I was thinking of was Christina. Like, she's been my friend since freshman year of high school. And it's so special to me to have her like here in the city with me now too. And every time I get to introduce her, I feel like I'm bragging when I get to be like, this is my best friend from high school.
Yeah.
Like, it's like she has known every part of me since high school. I am a completely different person than who I was when I was 14. But she is an example of all the other long-term friends that I have who have continued to choose me and be like, I know this isn't maybe who you are right now, but I'm still going to be your friend. Okay, you changed your career path. I'm still your friend. You changed your boyfriend. I'm still your friend. Like, all of these changes that you go through in your life, the people that you keep around you, if they stay with you, it is living proof that they are showing you that you're enough for them.
And everyone's just growing alongside each other and stuff. Yeah, that is a good feeling. It's good to have I can't talk.
Camaraderie.
It's camaraderie. Isn't that in a Sabrina Carpenter song?
I was, literally so crazy that you said that because I was literally singing that when I got out of the car yesterday.
Oh, really?
It's like the come right on me. Oh, no, camaraderie.
Oh, is that what she says? I literally thought
Yeah.
she said come right on me.
Oh.
But
I mean, she might have. She's a flirty little
She's
thing.
kind of a freak, actually.
I love Sabrina Carpenter.
I'm seeing her on November 17th.
You're going to her concert?
Uh-huh.
With Bridget?
No, with Jitty.
What?
Uh-huh.
Did you guys get like good tickets?
I don't know. You know, Jitty's my concert guy. Here's one thing about me, and this is like kind of shameful. I don't know if shameful. I love going to concerts. I hate buying concert tickets and like organizing it. There's something about it that stresses me out to my core in a way that I can't explain.
Yeah.
It's because I feel like every website is a lie all the time.
Right.
So it's like I never take the initiative to get tickets. I will want more than anything to like go see an artist, and I won't buy the tickets because it stresses me out so much. Jitty, however, is not like that. He's like an expert at getting tickets on time and quality. So I always, whenever people are like, would you want to see this artist? I'm like, get the tickets and I'll give you the money, and I won't ask where we're sitting, and I don't care how much it is, just whatever.
Wow.
Like literally it makes me, it's the same, like I'm like that with buying tickets to anything. Like a flight. I don't know what it is. I can't, like, buying tickets.
Yeah.
You know how some people like get like really bad anxiety when they have to like talk to customer service on the phone or something?
Yeah.
That's like how I am with ticket buying. Like I'll like do it and I'm like, right. Like, I remember I like had a panic attack like buying my Boy Genius tickets to the Hollywood Bowl last Halloween for me in Austin, because I think the way that the bowl is that like the seats are like evenly or oddly numbered. So I was like, it says you're 2 seats away from me. And he was like, no, those are together. So all this to say, Jitty will be like, do you want to see this person? And I'll say, absolutely, you know I do. And then he gets the tickets.
Okay, toss me into that plan, because I don't know, in case you or Jitty like aren't feeling well, or like,
I can see if I'll ask Jitty to see if there's tickets nearby us.
Yes, please.
That'd be cool.
I really wanted to see it. Whenever I looked up the tickets too, I also just like saw a big number that was 4 digits and ran. I'm like, so I would very much love to see that show.
We got them months ago, and I just got my Tyler the Creator tickets.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah,
nice.
But I'm excited. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yes, please do.
I love going to see the pop girlies. I went to see Tate McRae at the Greek a couple months ago.
That's right.
It was like the best show I've ever been to. It was like awesome.
I know that I would love Sabrina's show, so let me in on that.
But now I'm getting to the point where I'm getting like, listen, 26 isn't like old by any means, but I think Sabrina Carpenter's in that age range, like 20.
I think she's 26,
6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know.
She's one of the 20s.
Okay. But now I am getting to the point where like I went to see Dave McRae and I was like, man, whose mom is this? Like me in the audience, where I'm like, get it, girl. Yeah. She's like 21 or something. Yeah, and I'm literally just like, look at the high kick. I used to be able to do that.
That will be us at Sabrina. We're like, who's this diva?
Yeah, literally. Come right on me. Camaraderie.
That's great.
Do you know about, actually, I don't want to talk about this during the same episode where we have a child with us,
child, that's
exactly.
fair. Shall we spitball?
Shh.
Okay, so originally our spitball was going to be about zombies. You know what? We accounted for this, you guys.
Oh my God, I forgot we're so smart.
We're so smart. So we're going to just do a lot of editing on this episode. Great. Okay, so for our spitball, what are some misconceptions, crazy ideas, or wrong answers that you had as a kid?
Oh.
/ what was going on in your head as a 3-year-old?
One of my earliest memories was making my bed. That's like when I clicked in as a child. Like, I remember I had like completed that task, and like all of a sudden I was like, whoa. And I was like, whoa, I just made my bed and I'm a little person in my room.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I had something as
it's weird.
Big brain like that.
I have like frames of like memories from like obviously we have memories from childhood, but I have like frames of memory from like really young. like that age. Like I remember one time I started crying when I saw a family member of mine, and I told my mom, I remember saying, I'm crying, but I'm happy. And I remember my mom saying to me, that can happen. They're called tears of joy.
Whoa.
And I was like, whoa.
That's a big memory right there.
I also remember my brother when I was very young, like so young that we were in the bath together. My brother used to scoop water into a bucket and he would swing it around his arm and the water wouldn't fall out. And he would explain to me that that was called centrifugal force. That is such an early memory. And my brother's probably like 6.
Wow.
Or like 7 being like, it's called centrifugal force.
Okay, Nolan, go off. See, it's like we remember these, like we have these very specific core memories. And typically, like the first one, I'm sure that you remember that because it's so emotionally charged. You will never forget like very strong feelings. I can share this one because we were just talking about my brother and I getting a DS.
A lot of comments about that, by the way.
Right. Which thank you.
Like, this is why that happened.
Everybody was like, he should have gotten the red bundle deal. And I was like, I was 4.
Everyone's like, I'll clear that up for you, Arasha. So the way that it worked, I was reading the comments like, no way.
Right. Thank you so much. I'm sure that all of that happened and I didn't know what was happening. But another memory around the DS was, and again, emotionally charged. That's why I know I remember it. I remember my brother and I were going to bed and he needed to charge his DS, but obviously I did as well. And I don't ask me why, but we only had one charger. Okay. And so, or like in this night, we just had one charger. I don't remember why, but he was like, I need the charger tonight. And we were like fighting back and forth. And I was like, no, I need the charger. And like, I think I said something about just like, well, I'm getting it anyway. And I like storm over to his room. And I don't have the pictures of me grabbing the charger, but I remember I like walk past the bathroom with the charger in my hand. And I was like, yeah, like I got it, whatever. And he's standing in the bathroom and he's looking at me through the mirror. Just like tears. He has like tears and his like mouth is like quivering, like in a way of like, you are my worst enemy. Like we are giving each other that kind of look. And I saw that and I just remember being like, you can use it. You can use it tonight. You can have it. And like putting the charger back and going back in my bed and being like, I'm a terrible person. I'm a terrible sister. Like that was truly the first time I probably felt guilt. Yeah. And I feel guilt, I think, the strongest. That is my strongest feeling.
Like even today?
Even today.
Yeah,
I honestly think that was the catalyst. Like that kicked off my guilt because I suddenly was like, what have I done? I don't need this charger. I need you.
Yeah. I feel guilt big time. An idea that I had when I was a kid, I'm fairly certain I've said this on Spitball before, but an idea that I had when I was a kid that nobody told me, and I did not grow up in any type of church or religion, but hello?
The light's coming on.
The lights are on, guys. Was I thought that the way man and wife got pregnant as God intended.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's a joke because you see I'm gay.
Yep.
And that's even scarier now.
Right.
Anyways. I thought that the way that a woman would get pregnant was because I thought the whole point of a wedding was to go into the church and kiss each other, and that would send a signal to God to put a baby in her belly. Like that was like the last step. And then he'd be like, oh, kiss received. You have a baby in your stomach now.
Kiss received. That's very sweet. I don't remember where I thought babies came from. I do remember asking my mom. I remember being like, where do babies come from? And she would just go, my tummy. You came from my tummy. And I'd be like, so you pooped me out?
I think if I'm ever a parent, I'm never gonna sugarcoat anything.
You think?
I think so.
You're I think pull out a diagram.
No, I do think so. Yeah, I think I want I would love to be able to encourage my child to feel comfortable with their anatomy from a young age and have an understanding of like the reality of our bodies and its functions.
Yeah.
Because I think that will ensure a more positive body image.
You're so right.
Because I think it's like if we condition our children, and listen, I'm not a parent, so I can't speak, but I think if you like immediately start by like kind of confusing them, it like leads to them being more confused about their body. I didn't know what a period was until a girl in my 5th grade class got it for the first time. And then someone said, yes, she got it. And it's going to happen to you. And I was like, this is news to me.
Right.
Like, I would have loved to know, not that I need to be in 1st grade knowing that, like, I'm going to have my period, but it would be nice to know that, like, where we're headed.
Or at the very least, knowing that you have, hopefully, these 2 figures that you can trust to ask those questions to. I love that you use the word confusing, because that is what it is. It's not that we were... I mean, I'm sure, unfortunately, some people are condemned for those questions, but a lot of us, a majority of us, were just confused. We were just like, I just don't get it. I just genuinely don't understand what it means. I've told it on Spitball before, too. I had 0 clue what sex was. Like, I literally was like, none of these words mean anything to me. And it always just felt so awkward or uncomfortable talking to my parents about it. So having this open dialogue, this kind of conversation where a kid can trust their parents to be like, hey, I heard this at school. Like, what was that? And you can be like, oh, all right, let's sit down. Let's talk about it. Instead of being like, the birds.
I agree. Because I also think that it's important that, again, we don't gatekeep our bodies and like the anatomy of them and the functionality, because it could also be coming, these questions could be coming from a young queer kid that is very confused with the body that they're in. And if we just leave everything open-ended and ambiguous and aren't giving them like answers, it again could lead to confusion. Once again, I'm not encouraging any type of like inappropriate talk, but I just think like the idea of being like, it depends on the age. Like, yeah, if you're really young, you'd be like, you're from my tummy. But I never received any type of like same deal. Like, I asked a parent how I put a tampon in and they told me to YouTube it.
Oof.
I was like, what?
Oof. I literally still struggle with that, by the way. I'm literally like, why isn't it going in?
Have you ever tried a Diva Cup?
Yes.
That's tough.
No, those are, your hand is just in there and you're like, hello, look at all this room.
I've tried it so many times because I want to be cost efficient and good for the environment, but I'm like, I am sticking a medieval piece of something in my
There's weaponry.
vag.
Right. And exactly.
And is that what we end on?
I have a funny quick little thing to
Thank
end
God.
it on. I got you. I remember asking my mom, I think I've told you this. There was a scene in Rush Hour where they referred to French kissing.
Oh.
And I didn't know what that was. So I asked my mom in the kitchen and I said, Mom, what's a French kiss? And she looked at me and she went, and blew a kiss at me.
Queen.
And for years, I believed her. I literally was so confused. I would watch movies and I'd be like, why would they want a French kiss? That's no fun. That's not fun. Who likes blowing kisses to each other back and forth? They're not even making contact. For years, I believed that.
Wow. See, yeah.
Like, it didn't click to me that I was like, no, there's no way my mom was wrong. I was like, no, whatever she says is correct.
It really is a circumstantial thing. I think every I could get on a soapbox about this,
yes.
So I won't. But I think that inherently that we should not be shaming humans from a young age, because then it develops bad feelings for yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
There
that's genuinely why I feel like practicing just talking to kids like normal too. Like obviously watching like your actual verbiage, but speaking to them not like, hi, and how are you? Like,
Yeah, that's how you should talk to me.
and how are you doing? Like, just having more of like, hey, how was your day? Like, encouraging just like, you're just a human. You're just a tiny human and doing your thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was a crazy ass episode.
Crazy episode. We discussed childhood. We had a child.
Present.
We had a child.
Me and
present.
Arasha are expecting.
Yes.
It was so great. Thank you so much for joining along, and
Yes.
and we hope that you did. Do you feel like really dead today?
I.
Because I do.
You know why? It's because it's a Saturday.
No, it's not. It's Monday at 9 a.m.
Right, exactly. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much for watching. Y'all, if you have any further questions for our 3-year-old producer, we will do our best to relay them along. Maybe we'll see him again. Honestly, that's up to him. But you definitely can count on seeing myself and Rowan next week on Spitball. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Monday. Bye.